You know, I think oftentimes when that happens late in the game, it can deflate you. But I really liked the way we moved through that game. We knew that we were going to have to handle their heat in the first period, and we took some penalties that are on us. A couple that we just shouldn't take, you know. And so that kind of fuels them as well. But from the first period on, I thought we got better every minute of the game, or better in the second, better in the third, better in the OT, and played a really solid game. And so if you kind of look at it like that, it's unfortunate they pulled a goaltender. You know, you're a minute and a half away from walking away from it. But the reality is we really liked the way that we were playing the game. And we kind of rolled that out into the overtime.
Peter?
Kind of a two-part question, but when did you decide that you were going to have Phil re-enter the lineup? And then two, what made you decide now is the right time to make the change?
You know, he's been, as you guys have seen, he's been working really hard. He was off for a bit. He came back. I thought the staff, medical staff and training staff, and even the coaches, skills coach and assistant coaches, did an unbelievable job over the last month ramping him up for a possible re-entry. And he's been attacking every day to get to that point where we all came to an agreement that time was it was approaching. And so just leaving that last game with only 1 day's rest, it ended late, and travel down here, really knowing that we don't have the change anymore. We don't have you know, the ability to pick and choose what we want to do. We needed to really try and maximize the bench as much as we could. And this was a perfect opportunity for him to re-enter into the lineup. And kind of like our game tonight, I thought he got better and better as the game went on. I mean, you wouldn't have known that he was off for, you know, for however long it was, 5 months or 6 months. I thought he came in and gave us some real good quality minutes. And that line gave us some really good quality minutes as well, and at times spent a lot of time in the offensive zone.
Arthur?
Peter, there's not many players that can score a goal like that in such a big spot like Brett does. Just, you know, what do you say? What more can you say about him?
Well, it was a great play by all three of them. You know, got it into the offensive zone. Like I said, I thought that we started to take back the zone time, and from the second period on, we started to take back chances on them. And so that was real positive for our group, but they were, you know, they scored a big goal to get to that point, you know, to get it to 2. And, you know, just a really nice play off the face-off and a great shot by Laff. And then quick into overtime on their first shift, they were able to, you know, get it in there, pick a puck up out of the corner, and you know, that's Artemi. I mean, he's got the talent to make that play, and just a really nice play by Troch and a great finish by, you know, Artemi.
Johnny?
Peter, this is also a two-parter, if that's okay, but I know you mentioned the first period, and I'm sure you almost looked at it as a positive that it was only 1-0 after them bringing everything they had. But can you also just talk about the message in between the first and second, and then the play of Igor Shesterkin throughout the entire game?
The first period, like again, I think we shot ourselves a little bit by taking the penalties, and that's on us. We got to play a cleaner game, and it feeds them and it fuels their offense. I didn't like the goal because I thought we had a breakdown defensively, and so that can't happen against them with the amount of, you know, rubber that they throw at the net. They throw things from the outside and oftentimes hope for the best, and that's, you know, that's what happened. They had a guy down in front. They threw one in there, and he was able to get the redirect on it. So there's things that we could have done, I think, better defensively. But inside of that, when a team is throwing heat at you, and they are controlling the play like they did in the first period, your goaltender really has to be your best player. And so he certainly was in the first period. He was for the game. He had to continue to make more saves after that. But, you know, I think that leaving the first period, we did get out of there 1-0. If you win the second period, then you're at a minimum, you're tied going into the third. and that's kind of the message that we went with. But Shesty's been incredible with his game, and like I said, I thought the guys got better and better every period.